What do you think the biggest kind of blocker from real estate transactions happening right now are? Like, I feel like some sellers are stuck at their price
Mm-hmm.
because they saw houses sell 3 years ago on their street and they're like, my neighbor sold for this much, my house has to be worth this, even though the
Right.
market's changed and many things change. And on the buyer side, even though prices have come down, when they
Mm-hmm.
were at the top, you saw a lot of comments like online and stuff. You might put a listing on and someone would go, that's crazy. I would never spend that money for that house and this, right? And they go on.
Right.
But now I don't see that comment on listings anymore
No.
because you see prices have clawed back a little bit. But I still feel like some buyers might be under the mentality of, I'm going to wait because the market's going to, and the sellers are, well, I'm not going to sell below this. Like, what's the biggest block? Like, what has to happen? Is it sellers have to get a more realistic expectation, do you think, or do you think buyers have to look? And right now, I think it's a really good opportunity to get in the market. I really do. I
Oh,
think
me
that
too.
rates are at around 4, which
Mm-hmm.
historically, except for COVID, was a great rate. But now,
Right.
for some reason, people are like 4,
Yeah.
right? But it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think the gap there is? Who's going to give in?
Well, I think both are what's happening right now. So some sellers are still listing too high,
Yeah.
and some sellers are being told their house is worth more than it is. So that is hurting them because what ends up happening is, yeah, they're listing their places too high. By the
Hmm.
time it finally does sell after numerous price reductions, it now has a stigma, and maybe the market has went down, so they're losing money there too. So that's a whole thing,
Yeah.
is the people still overpricing, looking at COVID prices, or not fully understanding how to arrive at a list price, and comparing their home to things that don't make sense to compare their house to. So there's that, which is a challenge. And then of course, some a lot of buyers are pretty realistic and can see what's happening, but there are a lot still that are like, we're waiting for the market to crash. We
Yeah.
read this headline that the house prices are going to go down more. And I've had people that I've been following up with literally for 11 years who are still waiting.
Yeah.
So I would show them a house back in 2015 for 160,000, 170,000. Now they're looking at those same houses for 400,000, waiting for the market to crash.
Yeah.
And they might just be someone that never buys a house.
Yeah.
So I think that is a challenge for some of the buyers. Some of them think that the market's going to keep going down in that. But I don't know if most people realize that you can't really have both at the same time, low prices and low
Yeah.
rates. So the
Yeah.
prices are never going to be really low, and then the rates are also going to be really low.
Yeah.
If the rates do go down like they did during COVID, then the demand just gets higher.
Yeah.
And the
Affordability
price,
goes up, payments
yeah.
go down, right? Like, for
So you
sure.
can't really have the best of both worlds. Now, the interest rates, they do fluctuate and they do change. So if you can get a house now for a good price, like, in my opinion, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, now is a good opportunity to buy. And if the rates go down, great. And if
Yeah.
they go up, well, you have hopefully an affordable property. So a lot of people bought during the peak, during COVID, and they paid very, very high prices. And now when they renew, those mortgage payments are going to be pretty high, and that's a whole thing. So they thought they were buying at a good time because the rates were low.
Yeah.
But some of them have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars more than their house is worth now, just because, they felt that rate was so good.
And they're probably stuck too
Mm-hmm.
now in the house, right? Like, in the sense of, if your house is worth 700 and you owe 5, like, you can refinance, you can
Mm-hmm.
pay off debts, you can sell, you get money back. But if it's the opposite,
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of stuck. And I think one thing is to, even in today's market, I'm not talking about the COVID market, but if you're buying a house and you're going to live there, it's an investment and it's a long-term investment.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the market's going to do over the next, even if it goes down 3% this year or 5%, it doesn't matter because you're
Right.
also paying off a mortgage at the same time,
Right.
right? So you're still going to pay, I'm making numbers up, but you just pay $12,000 in principal off the mortgage this year. So you're gaining equity in that sense as well, regardless
Mhm.
of what, long term. It doesn't matter what it's worth after you buy it until you go to sell it, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
so anything can happen. If I bought a house today, and I'm planning on living there and raising a family there and that type of thing, what difference does it make about what it's going to be worth next year? It doesn't,
Exactly, yeah.
because at least when you have home ownership, a big portion, not a big portion, a portion of your mortgage payment goes toward paying principal off, right? So when you're renting, zero goes towards paying it. You're paying somebody
Mhm.
else's principal off, right? So I think the long-term play of buying is still a smart one.
Oh,
And
for
and
sure.
right now, if you told people 2 years ago that the prices were going to be what they are right now, they'd be jumping.
Mhm.
Oh, as soon as those prices go there, I'm going to buy a house, right? Like,
Mhm.
and now they're there, and they're kind of, well, we'll see. But I think
Lots of good opportunities right
it's a
now.
lot of great. Like I look at listings online right now because it's one of my favorite things to do, and
Me
I
too.
just yeah, right, like,
I'm like,
and I'm
should
like,
I?
wow, good, yeah, and it's like, wow, really good deal, really good deal, really good deal.
Mhm.
There's good prices and there's good rates out there, and just and add on just like mortgage wise, like you can do now. One of the rule changes that happened, I think, a year and a half ago is first time home buyer can do insured, which means you have less than 20% down. You can do a 30-year amortization.
Mhm.
So the actual payment, um, it's cheaper than rent. Like
Yeah.
you can't rent a place for as cheap as you can buy it, and you're paying principal. I think it's a smart play to buy right now.